Okay, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to do a presentation on age. My name is Alyssa Larea, and let's get started. Some topics we're going to touch base on is the culture and age relationship, age discrimination, and age in the workplace. So, what exactly is age? Age is defined as the length of time a person or thing has existed. We will all age as time passes, and the average American life expectancy of humans is 79 years, according to the American Census Bureau. Men have a little bit less of a life expectancy than women at 76.4 years. Women are at 81.2. So let's dive into culture and age. This is defined as culture is defined as the sum of attitudes, customs, and beliefs that distinguish one group of people from another. It is transmitted through language, material, objects, rituals, institutions, celebrations from one generation to the next. And different cultures view aging in different ways. Now, today we're going to look at two different cultures, the American culture and the Asian culture, and just sort of compare the two. So let's look at Asian culture first. Asian culture, I've done a little bit of research on Asian culture, and the eldest males are the highest respected in the household, in the society. They're the highest respected everywhere. They make all the decisions in the home, and they are the property owners. You actually cannot pass property down to anyone until the eldest male dies, and then at that point, the new eldest male is the property owner and the decision maker of the home. Up to 4, 5, and even 6 generations can live in a single house at a time. Which that means a lot of people all live in one house at one time, but that's how they do it. They are very family oriented. Women are expected to take care of the home, the children, and even the elders. They have a specific role in the home, and most of them do not work. Something else that's interesting too is that even once you pass away, the ancestors, they have a special altar and a special place, usually on the property, that has the remains of their passed away ancestors, and they constantly, almost daily, pray to these ancestors and ask for wisdom and guidance. Something else that's interesting about Asian culture is their birthdays. Birthdays are a very big deal in Asian culture. They celebrate every year, and they do specific things that I find very interesting. Like, for example, they do not cut their hair near their birthday because that cutting is a sign of like cutting life. They leave everything to be long, and anytime around their birthday, I mean, they don't do specific things that have to do with cutting because it is a sign of shortening life. Something else that they do that's very interesting is they have these special noodles at every birthday party. They're called longevity noodles. They're sort of like a birthday cake in American culture. They're a necessity. And they slurp these noodles up, and they're these just long noodles that, again, they're a sign of longevity. So very cool. It's a very highly celebrated thing to have a birthday, and it means you're 1 year older and 1 year wiser, and it's a good thing in Asian culture. So now we're going to take a look at American culture and age. Here in America, age is a means to the end of life. America is all about their youth and beauty. I mean, if you think about it, we do things all the time to make us look younger. We color our hair and we get Botox, and we do everything we can, use special creams to avoid wrinkles and put injections in our face and everything in between that. We are obsessed with youth and beauty, and if you're not youthful and beautiful looking, it's not looked at as it's a good thing. It's looked at as it's a bad thing. Even advertising, we don't even advertise to people that are over 60 years old for the most part. According to the American Census Bureau, 47.8 million Americans are over the age of 65, which is 14.9% of our population, and 90% of the marketing advertising people target under age 50. It's so much less than that to even market to someone who is younger than that, or I'm sorry, older than that. Something else that's interesting is that Americans are almost shunned if you stay at home with your parents. Our culture is to have your own things, your own house, to have double incomes. We're a very fast-paced society. We're a very impatient society. And you're looked at as unsuccessful if you live at home with your parents. Some cultures that are similar to Asian, most cultures are similar to Asian culture. Just for example, to name a few: Arabic culture, African culture, Greek culture, Indian and Latin are just a few that are very, very into their families and taking care of their elders, and they live with them until they die, and it's just that way. So we're going to dive into something different now. We're going to look at something called ageism. Ageism is defined as a prejudice or discrimination on the basis of a person's age. So much like racism or sexism, ageism is a stereotype, based on someone's age. This includes things like myths or disliking someone just because of their age, avoiding someone because of their age, or discriminating against housing, services, and employment in regards to someone's age. Robert Butler coined the phrase ageism in 1969 because in the 50s and 60s, it was becoming more and more prevalent that these issues were arising and that ageism was something that was a very real thing. So identifying ageism, just some examples are if you attribute things to someone's age like slowness, forgetfulness, marketing, disabled, frail, or feeble, or unable to perform a task to someone's age, your ageism is a real thing, and that's what you're doing if you attribute one of those things, or there's obviously others, to someone's age. So looking specifically at age in the workplace, elderly and youthful employees experience age discrimination in the workplace. It's defined as stereotyping and discriminating against individuals or groups based on someone's age. There are laws that prohibit discrimination of age in the workplace. So something interesting that I did find was at the University of Kent, they did a study on two qualifying candidates, both the same. One just had the stereotypical older look to them, and the other had the stereotypical younger look to them. And almost 100% of the people that were, looking to hire someone wanted to hire the younger candidate just because they said that this candidate was more creative, would be better at IT, just completely went a different direction. They both interviewed well, and almost 100% of them said that they would hire that candidate as opposed to the other one, and it's just merely based on the way that someone looked. So just to recap on the laws for age in the workplace, there are two major ones. One of them is the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, or the ADEA, which protects individuals who are 40 years of age or older from employment discrimination based on age. And the other one is the Older Workers Benefit Protection Act of 1990, the OWBPA. This prohibits employers from denying benefits to older employees. So just to touch base too on identifying ageism in the workplace, some examples are loss of benefits at a certain age, which I know is an illegal thing, but things like this do happen. And if you are not educated to that, you'll let it happen and won't fight it. And we should fight it because it's wrong. Declining of a promotion because of someone's age, or not being hired or being fired based on someone's age, compensation based on age, or even verbal abuse denoting age are just a few of the ageism examples in the workplace. So now we're going to do a little quiz just to see what you learned today. We'll test your knowledge on age. So, what is age? Is it years, determined by looks, length of time something existed, or the amount of wrinkles something has? This one's a pretty easy one. The answer is C. It is the length of time that something has existed. So, what is ageism? And is it A, someone that is aging, B, discrimination based on a person's age, C, elder care at a certain age, or D, prejudice to elders? This one, the answer is actually going to be B, it's discrimination on a person's age. Next question is, how old does someone have to be a victim of ageism? Over 30, over 40, over 50, over 60, or any age? The answer is E. It is any age. Anyone can be discriminated at their age. Even young people can be discriminated over their age. Who coined the phrase ageism? Raymond Bennett, Richard Baker, Ronald Beamer, or Robert Butler? You remember from the slides, the answer is D, Robert Butler. The Age Discrimination Employment Act protects individuals that are what age or older from employment discrimination? Is it A, over 30, B, over 40, C, over 50, or D, over 60? Now, this one's a little hard for me because, or any age, I'm sorry, there's also an E. The answer is B, over 40, and I think that needs to be amended. It should be for any age, but right now it is B, over 40 years old. Asian culture. Who makes the decisions of the home? The eldest male, the eldest female, the strongest male, or the working people in the home? Again, if you remember from the slides, the answer is A, the eldest male makes the decisions. So I wanted to end with just some words of wisdom. Everyone can learn something from anyone. It doesn't matter what your age is. You can be 100 and learn something from a baby. So just keep that in mind. Be respectful and kind to all. Educate our children, families, and friends about age, the problems that people that are aging face on a constant basis, and what we can do to avoid that. And lastly, be thankful for the time that you have with the people that are in your life. The YouTube channel will be posted as soon as I post this. And here's my reference page. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something about age today. Have a great day.